lights come on, filmmakers, Finding Hope in America. And Matthew, you could come on down. Let's give it up for our filmmakers. Elements, the anthology. Yeah, we have interpreting Spanish.
Can our actors come up?
Bienvenidos, sí, sure. Yeah, people will have to stand. Yeah, people will have to stand. Yeah, right on. Come on down. A few people, I'd like to say, share the director's chairs. A few people can sit. A few people can stand, however you want to do. Yeah, right on. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Come on. Yeah, that's a weird one. Here, oh, yeah. Okay, just be careful. Don't fall. We do have insurance, but it's not that great, Matthew. Just kidding. I'm Tony Gapastone. If I have not met you, I am the founder. I'll talk slower for you. You got it? Oh, geez. The founder and executive director of BraveMaker. So welcome to our 6th annual film festival. I'm going to pass the mics to you. You can say who you are and what film you were a part of. And if you want to say, I mean, there's a lot of people, and we have about 15 minutes total for the next screening. Was it 15 or wait, is it 30 to the next screening. Got it. So we have 50. Yeah, great. So 15 minutes. If you can keep it, short, so we can make sure we get everybody in there. Your name, what film you were part of, what you did, and something you were proud about from the film. Okay?
Mi nombre es Juan, estuve en la primera documentación. Lo que fue muy con orgullo y un honor ser parte de la documentación.
It was hard, it was this big, and really impactful.
Okay, my name is Dylan Johnson. I directed Finding Hope in America, and I'm most proud of the impact it's had.
It's a picky little mic, so I gotta be careful.
I'm Darlene DeRosa. I produced Finding Hope in America, and I'm most proud, okay, you took the impact one, of the impact that it's made.
Hi everyone, I'm Paul Martinez. I was part of the Support for Recovery and Finding Hope in America, and what I'm proud most about the film is that it's made a difference in the community, and we've been able to make changes in substance abuse in the Hispanic community.
I'm Darlene Popovic. I was in Lunch Lady, and I was the Lunch Lady, and I'm proud to be in the Lunch Lady.
My name is Matthew Ryuta, and I'm the writer-director and one of the producers for Elements for all the films. And I'm super proud of my Bay Area film community for coming together and making these 4 films, especially over COVID.
I'm Robert Hess. I was Shane in Sharks and Minnows. I guess I'm proud of Matthew for putting all this together, because I know it was like something that was more of a passion project for him. So I'm glad to see that he got it done.
That's right, we can move you in the light a little bit because we have the cameras on you. Can we scoot down that way? Yeah, awesome. Shane? Is Shane? Yeah. Yeah, great work, man. I love seeing all the Bay Area names in that as well. I would love to have some questions or comments for the team here. Anything anybody wants to say? Raise your hand if you have a comment about Finding Hope in America, or a question or a comment about all 4 of the shorts that you saw that Matthew did. Anybody? Okay, I'll ask questions then.
Actually, I do have.
All right, go ahead.
Sorry to be a part of this, but I love every single one of those films. And for me, because it's such a passion project involved being here, and I know for yours is all across those rough places. What I wanted to ask is that during the film, during the filming of it, what was like the atmosphere like? Bringing this together for your guys and showing it. What was it like actually around that atmosphere filming it?
Great. Yeah, so both teams, why don't you respond to that? There you go. And here's just being gentle with the thing. Let me hold it right here. There you go.
Can you repeat the question?
Oh yeah, just
on the mic.
Oh, sorry, here.
Sorry about that. Yeah, just real quick, the question was, when it came down to actually filming it, what was the atmosphere like in the filmmaking process, and how did that add to what you did?
One of the things that I noticed when we were putting together the group of people that we wanted to show in the film for Finding Hope in America was that the neglect that has happened in the Hispanic community as far as substance abuse. And I think one of the things when I was talking to them about what this film could do, because it's based about the needs in Contra Costa County, but really that's the same issue across the country, right? So I think for Hispanic community, there has been a lot of promises. You know, we come from countries where politicians promise a lot of things. So when they get to this substance abuse field where they don't know which way they want to go or who's going to pay for the treatment, we don't have Medi-Cal. There's just so many things, so many obstacles they have to go through, and the fact that we were able to guide them through the whole thing, it gave them hope, right? And so when we're filming the documentary, it really, I talked about the brotherhood of the community. It's a very closed group of people. Well, it was a closed group of people, it's still closed, but it has grown so much in the last couple of years, and that's a testament to the work of everybody who's been involved, from the documentary to people in the BIBET organization, Support for Recovery, Joe Muir, which has helped a lot with this Hispanic community as far as funding goes. But I think just the fact that everybody put together, and I think for me, maybe that's not the question, but one of the most impactful things, and we always talk about this when we're filming, is the power of the Hispanic women. The driving force for the recovery is the mother, the sister, the daughter, right? I always say that it is rarely ever the wife, because by the time they get to that point, she's out of the picture. But they are the driving force to get them there. Then you gotta give them the credit, because they're the ones doing the work in recovery. But none of that would have happened without the female.
So I first want to thank you, Tony, and thank you, BraveMaker team, for having our films here. Can you hear me?
You gotta use it the lights.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that's an interesting question. So the first three films, I think really went smooth, except I was all hectic inside because filming Lunch Lady was easy, except Darlene got in a fight with all the lunch ladies and throw a hissy fit. I'm just kidding. But filming at Lunch Lady was very calm. Each film that you see is the progression of what I filmed it in, and so I escalated the challenge each time. So in Sharks and Meadows was pretty. Don't you think it was pretty calm there that day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It was just us.
Okay. Yeah, it was just us. So, but then we took it onto the bridge. You add another element of it, and thank God CHP was there to help guide that.
Please explain how you got the permit to film on the Bay Bridge.
Well, that took like 4 years to get, 3 years to get, because they were imploding the other bridge that was there before, and I was all ready to go.
There is a trick to this, I swear.
Trick. So,
Yeah, so you can see what I have. Yeah, it's in that area.
hello. So the bridge took about 3 to 4 years to get because they were taking down the other bridge when I was ready to go. But I actually probably wasn't ready to go in the time, so I did the other 2 shorts to get ready to do that one. And the CHP closed down the traffic. It was shot on Easter Sunday. My dad died 6 months before that, so I put a lot of my grief for my father when he passed away. I've never lost a parent. It was incredibly hard. I put all that into that film, so internally I was struggling. But there's something about art that it takes you and lifts you out of yourself so that you can serve the art and help other people create the art. But then when Median hit, that's a whole different thing, because we were filming in live traffic by Oakland's Grand Lake Theater, and when we were doing that protest, I didn't anticipate that regular people would come by and stop their cars mid-traffic, although OPD was there, and they would get out and start yelling at my actors who were protesters and say, "Get the hell out of Oakland! We don't put up with this extremist stuff and blah blah blah." And I was like, "What is going on?" And our they're just extras, so they're like, we're doing this volunteering, okay? And we're not getting in fights. And thank God I put a security guard in the middle of it, because he buffered it between that pedestrian who stopped his car in the middle of traffic and was yelling at everybody. So from that point on, we decided between takes to put down the Fred, whatever his name is, I don't care about him, the really bad protest signs. From that, and then inside, it's just interesting because there were we were using the Grand Lake Theater as a holding and a restroom, and there was a church group there, and our actress who plays Dana, her name is Veronica. She's a trans actor. She was in there, and those church people were harassing her, and we had. It's just weird how life imitates art imitates life, and Helen, thank God, Helen, our hair and makeup lady, talked to them and was talking them down, and we had to, it shook Dana up. So it's just weird how stuff happens.
I want to ask, so quick follow-up, I want to know about why did you put it at the Grand Lake Theater in Oakland there? Is it based on true events? I was actually very surprised, like, oh, I would never expect that to be that. Is that something you experienced there?
Yeah, so back in 2008, I was part of the No on 8 campaign. My neighbor came over to me, and the No on 8 campaign, for anybody who doesn't know, is the first time that we tried to pass same-sex marriage in the state of California. It failed, and there was a flurry of activity from the Mormon Church, and about a month before Obama got elected and this measure didn't pass, there was a group of Mormons that were down in the Grand Lake area, and there was probably like 100 Mormons, etc., and they were harassing everybody, whether you're gay, straight, they didn't care. They were harassing them when they were walking by. And I told my neighbor, grab your yard sign, and we went down there. We were the only two people on the median, and we were surrounded by like 50 big old dudes, big dudes, and I must have heard the word faggot and other words for about a good 3 hours, at least 300 times, and they were up in my face, over to my side, everywhere. They were bullying us, and they were trying to push us into live traffic, and I thought to myself, you have messed with the wrong homo, because I just got off the movie Milk and helped with the movie Milk at that time, and I was feeling Harvey Milk, and I was feeling Cleve Jones, and I was like, I'm gonna push these mother scooters out of here. And I rallied like 350 people, and we pushed them out by the time the election happened. And in the meantime, there was a guy there and his sister, and they were really mean to me. But I gave them bagels and cookies and stuff like that. They were mean. But then by the end of the day of the election, this kid came up to me and asked me for my sign, and I realized, I was like, oh my God, I think he's gay. And I lost it, but there we go. I was like, that's a movie.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, we have a few minutes. We'll go down, and everybody can have a say. We have literally 3 minutes. So you, actor, tell us something that you remember from sets, bringing this thing to life. And then for all of you, just another significant moment that brings to life how maybe hard it was to get what you needed to get on camera. You had to be in the water, you do a lot of things. There you go.
Yeah. I just remember, I don't know if it came across, but I'm not very, I like the water, but I'm not very good underwater. And I was pretty much drowning the whole time we were filming underwater. So I don't know if you can see on my face, but I was like really struggling to stay.
You didn't have to act very hard.
No, that was tough.
That's perfect.
I remember that.
To be fair, we had a medic there, and the pool is 4 feet. Okay. It may look deep, but it ain't that deep. He could have. So probably I think one of the hardest things was for me was filming on the Bay Bridge, and had a car carrier, had a pickup truck or whatever, a car carrier pulling the low tow dolly with the car on it, and directing actors while looking at the script, while trying to get at least 4 takes before the tunnel happened was incredibly hard. It was like adrenaline going through me because I kept on looking back and saying, how long before we get to the tunnel? Because anything past the tunnel we couldn't use. So you had to do like 3 or 4 takes, and it was very, very hard, but we did it.
Oh, I don't know of anything that was difficult or hard. We had, what, 2 14-hour days, and they went like that. It was just amazing. The whole set, I know they always say this, but everyone loved Matt. I would ask people, how did you get involved? Oh, because of Matt. I love Matt. And that was true. That's not a make-up story. It was wonderful.
Thank you. I just want to say something real quick because I have Todd and Tony Wilder up there, and Todd was part of this documentary right along with us for a long time. And Tony is the director. She was the director for Pueblos del Sol, which is the only treatment facility for Hispanics in Contra Costa County, and without her, Pueblos would not be where it is right now, right? And so thank you. And for us, I don't think that, obviously, because there was no really acting on our part, we were just telling true stories, what the mothers were going through. And I want to say, too, that I think it was, you'll watch the documentary and it comes across pretty smooth, but there was a lot of things going on because you got to give credit to Darlene and Dylan for trusting us, and mostly me when I was doing all the interviews, because they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's been said. So there's a lot, there were times when the mothers were talking about some really deep things that didn't make it because we filmed for a lot of hours, and they had to cut because there was some different noise, and we couldn't really, and so it was very difficult. But the way they handled this whole thing without understanding what was going on, I think it's a testament for the beautiful job they did. And again, I think everything just came together. And again, it's substance abuse. It's a major problem we have in today's society. And I'm proud of everybody really for telling those stories.
Well, mine's going to be a quick one. There were so many memorable moments, but and I do this every time I get choked up. The day that we walked into the area where Martin lived and saw the hole that he had lived in and saw the waters that he was bathing in was sort of surreal. And I don't think I'll ever forget that moment.
Yeah, I would say for me that was also the most memorable part. I also lived on the street for a while, and so it stirred up a lot of feelings when we went to that place. It reminded me of places I had lived, and so that was very impactful and memorable for me.
Estar enfrente de cámara y no saber qué hacer. Gracias a Darlene y a Dylan por darme la confianza.
Being in front of the camera and not really knowing what to expect or what to say, but thanks to the directors, the people who were here involved, they gave him the confidence to do so and tell a story.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Thank you. Give them a round of applause. Thanks for telling your stories. Thanks for submitting to BraveMaker. Thanks for being here. Have a wonderful final night. The closing night party is at 8 p.m. And there's one more screening happening here in 15 minutes if you'd like to stay and you have a ticket. All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Oh, last but not least, if you want to donate and help us get better microphones and work better with, you can do that. Text the word BraveMaker to 44321 or go to bravemaker.com/donate. Thank you.